ocean ride. But baby girl, you ain't come inside.
What's going on, everyone? It's Sean with Wolflay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back gaming. Finally, it's been about a week or a little bit more than a week since I have actually been active for the channel and gaming and all that. So I just scraped the fuck out of the left or right side of my truck. I'm gonna reline. But we're back. We're gaming, and we're gonna be doing a little bit of a podcasty type of deal. You'll notice that I do have someone, or actually a fair few people with me tonight for the podcast. I have Moss, who's gonna be joining me on American Truck Sim. We have Ricky and Blind also in the chat right now. So we are going to go and take two lefts. We're gonna go and meet up with Moss. So you guys let me go get him and we'll catch back up. Beep. Boop.
Beep boop.
Beep boop beep.
Beep boop beep.
Beep boop beep.
Beep boop beep. Beep boop beep boop beep boop. And now I may have 10 minutes. Yes.
But yes, hello everyone. Hello. So you've explained that we're doing like a little podcasty type video for your channel, right?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
But there you have it.
Yeah, there you guys go. That's what today is about. Podcasty type Q&A kind of deal. Because I know that there's a lot that needs to be covered, and one of the bigger things in my opinion is why did I go absent for a week? So yeah, I'm gonna pull up my early questions. So we're gonna, I guess, start off really easy, and we'll answer what is our favorite color. Mr. Moss?
I'd have to say blue.
Okay. So it's actually really funny because I know that Bella rocks blue hair, blah blah blah. And it's become basically a staple on my channel. But it's actually really funny because tan is one of my favorite colors, and it actually falls above blue.
Each of their own.
Yeah. But yeah. And then it's like, when it comes to blue, I have multiple favorite, like, sub blues. Like ice blue, dark blue, like navy blue, that kind of stuff. But yeah.
Whereas I'm more of a light blue and ultra blue type person.
Right. So like Bella's
And
hair
regular
is
blue. Yeah.
Actually, first, because unless you guys watch both of our videos, what are you driving for my audience?
Driving. I'm trying to remember. I believe it's one of the. It's like the most expensive Volvo truck in ATS that you can buy.
Alright, so you're
Gameway.
he's driving Volvo, and I am rocking the 70-inch sleeper Mac.
I think it's the Volvo 780L.
Yeah, that sounds about right, yeah. Also, fun fact for you guys that didn't catch at the very beginning, but we are both running tribute schemes tonight. I am doing the multicam, and he's doing the Navy SEAL tribute paint jobs or paint scheme. So very, very cool. And yeah, we are both doing more or less oversized loads. I have a tube grinder, and you have what looks to be a transformer.
Yep, 55 tons of pain in the ass.
Yeah. So continuing on the questions, and the same type of question, what is your favorite shade of green?
I'd have to go OD.
Okay. And
Like an
I
olive grab.
right, and I will gladly go with a lime green, or like a neon green.
Okay.
You will realize very quickly that when it comes to like my favorite shades, they're very, very bright and very, very vibrant. So like neons, ice blues, and that kind of stuff is what really catches my eye. So thank you, Abby, for those two questions. We're gonna move on to Ricky's. And it is, where do you not, in what scenario do you not mind waiting? There we go, I guess is how that was supposed to be.
So in what scenario do you not mind waiting?
Yeah, so like waiting for your girlfriend or partner to get ready kind of deal. So basically mine would be food, especially like Thanksgiving dinners where they're really, really big. I don't mind waiting for those just because I know just how much work is put into holiday dinner. There we go.
And on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, I'd have to say when I'm personally waiting for my car to finish having its service.
Okay.
And simply, that's because the place I go and the place I bought my car from, I get free servicing for the life of the car.
Nice.
So, doesn't cost me a dime. Except for gas.
Yeah.
But they do it while you wait, and they've actually even given me, I think it's like a 7-year warranty.
Roger left. He was on a move.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw his little blue dot coming up and trying to get over as far as I could.
Right. So, I think I actually know this, but how many pets do you have?
We actually, including the fish, have in the area about 25 to 30.
Shoo!
Most of them are pond fish that I never see. But ones I do see, we have 3.
Okay.
A dog and 2 cats.
And I have 2. As our third one recently passed away.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah. So, the next one is going to be Abby, as Ricky and Abby were the MVPs of the questionings tonight. How many human friends do you have?
This is where I'm gonna give a weird answer.
Right.
I believe in quality over quantity.
Yes.
So I'd rather have only a few genuine friends rather than a lot of people that I think are friends that I don't have to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd have to say in total, actual human friends about 30. But I feel like genuinely can depend on.
Jeez, a lot more than me, basically. So, it's actually really funny because theoretically I could just give the YouTube answer of just, oh, I have 2,000 friends because I have 2,000 plus people subscribed to my channel. I'm not going to take the cop out. Honest to God friends that I have about 5 to 7 friends. And it's just because I am very antisocial. That's because growing up I was really, really shy. So YouTube became my outlet to be more open, per se. So, yeah, sad to say, but I do only have, just as a lot of people would say, a handful of friends.
Which is a lot better than having to worry about, oh, is this person going to stab me one in the back?
And I have had a few people do that. Just the other day I went over to go figure out why Dwint, and for you guys wondering how that is going with him in the Marine Corps, that simply hit a brick wall and it's no longer going anywhere because, and I quote, he told his family that the Marine Corps had lied to him. And I don't understand how they really lied to him. And after I got on his BS and how he basically ghosted me because his girlfriend got into his head, he ended up blocking me on everything. From Facebook, my actual personal Facebook, to Discord. And when I went over the other day to go try to fix loose ends, and I had my best mates, Beacon, and one of the other poolies, that I'm gonna just call Gray Squirrel for right now. They were at the house when this happened, little to my knowledge, and the first thing I asked Dwint was, hey, if you don't want anything to do with me, just tell me. And he straight up to my face was like, I don't want anything to do with you. So I walked away, and of course I'm not the type of person to just give up. So I went back, and the first thing he did was starting to call the police on me. So, I mean, it sucks because he was a good friend of mine for a long time, basically 5 years since I've lived up here. And he is able to cut that away because he has a girlfriend. And he would rather be with a girl than be with a guy that has been there for him since basically day one. So it's kind of shitty situation, but to each their own. And this is kind of a passive aggressive type of thing, but I know that his dad's really, really proud of me for where I'm going. So I'm still going to invite them to the graduation of my boot camp.
Well, you just put it on.
Right? But yeah, just in total, I have a very select few friends. And then I have more people that I consider family than I do that I just consider friends. Alright. This is, question I've actually been wondering for a while. What is your favorite song?
Oh.
And I'll even broaden the question. What is a song that you find yourself listening to more than others, I guess? Not necessarily just your complete favorite song.
The one I tend to listen to most is usually Still Put Me Uniform On by Holly Cahill, which is a emergency services, I would tend to say more police type tribute song. And that, it kind of just gives me a bit more motivation to say, look, yeah, times are tough, but come on, get up.
So it's actually really funny that you said you still put the uniform on, because I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but legitimately, if I were to have answered first, I would have simply said it's a song that you introduced me to, and it's You Still Put the Uniform On.
Which is quite funny because, you know, and here's the thing, the only way I actually found that song was through YouTube recommendation, so.
Right. Well, it's like majority of the songs I sing are just YouTube recommendations that I just sit and learn.
But
Go ahead.
to answer my Rue favorite song, I suppose I'd have to say What I've Done by Linkin Park.
Oh, that's a good song. So, like, hands down favorite song. Not just a song that I find myself listening to. Hands down has to go to Human by Rag and Bones. Or Rag and Bone Man. And it's just...
I might have to give that a listen. I have not listened to that one yet.
It's a song that I sing and I have a cover on YouTube. On that song, so... It is a very, very good song, and it's just it's inspirational, I guess I should say. It is a song that when I personally feel really weak and just feel like giving up, I go to that song, and it just kind of reminds me, and it's like You Still Put the Uniform On. It's a song that will make you sit there and think, okay, maybe my life isn't as bad as I think it is, and that I can continue carrying on.
Right.
Ooh, I'm not looking at the screen. So, here's a question that I've actually been very scared to answer, but I'm going to answer it. Did you ever have a nickname when you were younger? Just Moss is over here generating a list.
Actually, I think my most favorite nickname I've had was, and I'm not afraid to admit this. I was in a Christian youth group called the Boys Brigade
Okay.
for many years. Just something to do on a Friday night kind of idea.
Right.
And one camp in Wales, because we did an annual camp every year,
That's cool.
was actually given to me by the cook. Because you asked me a question about firearms or firearm safety or anything to do with the military at that time, and I could answer you
That's cool.
on everything. So I got my nickname from, and it was originally from the Police Academy films, if you've ever watched them, Tackleberry.
Oh, Tackleberry. That's an awesome nickname.
Yeah, and it's one I still hold to my heart quite close.
So, I am going to just blatantly say this because there is no way to sugarcoat this. When I was young, this is a nickname that my mother gave to me. And it was something I was called throughout my life, but when I went through being molested and losing my aunt, I feel that this nickname had more significance, and that nickname is Bear. And it's just simply because growing up, if you were to ever ask me what the strongest animal was, my answer would have been a bear. And it's still, to this day, something I really hold to myself because my mom gave it to me, and, well, I'm a mama's boy.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Ah, my tooth.
I assume that's where Cat has got the nickname for the teddy bear of Low Bear.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of figured that you would have said bear, just based off.
And you will...
I would say your personality.
Right. So it's really
You could be
funny.
an absolute lovable bastard, and you could also be a cunt.
Right. Which is what bears are, basically. So... Oh, shit, I forgot what I was going to say. Blah, 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 blah.
We were going on about bears.
Right. Oh, so you guys will notice on Torp that a lot of my characters have nicknames. Like Bella being, of course, Fox. And Faye being Stuffed Heart. And, of course, Sean being Wolf. It is something that I've adapted from growing up with having Bear as my nickname. I've always stuck names or nicknames with people as it helps me remember people as well. Because I am terrible with names. Swiftly
You're
along.
not the only one who's
Like
had
that.
name.
Yeah. So, swiftly along, there's one more question in this group from Ricky, and that is, do you like Chinese food?
That depends on the type of Chinese food.
Right. And that's kind of where it's at with me, is if it's sweet and sour pork, then yeah, I will eat it. But growing up, I had fit with the sweet and sour pork that when I would eat it, I would get really, really sick and basically that night stay up all night long in the bathroom, of course, not having a good time. And it's really funny because we figured out soon after that it was due to a pair of sunglasses I had. They were too dark. So on the ride home, I would get really, really bad car sickness. And of course, sweet and sour sauce is not the greatest when it is, of course, coming up. So, I've never really been able to eat sweet and sour pork since then, which is really sad because my mom loves Chinese food.
For me, I'd have to say the sweet spot with me when Chinese food is egg fried rice from the takeaway.
Yeah, that's really good too.
Look at Wolf just happily overtaking me while I'm cruising stuck slow as a pig. Also, you need to turn your lights on, mister.
I haven't gotten warned for it. Alright. Favorite kind of tree / flower?
That I can't answer because I don't know enough about either.
So, I can't remember the flower. Of course, it will be popped up on screen for you guys, and I'll DM it to Moss, so he'll put it in the description or wherever. But my favorite tree, and it's really sad, it's the weeping willow. We have a left turn coming up.
Yep, I see it. On to the next highway.
I'm really slowing down for this, by the way.
Yeah, I'm hitting the anchors as well. I gotta go really wide.
Yeah.
Remember, I have a humongous fucking
Right.
trailer.
Alright. Continuing swiftly along, do you play the Wii? So, the Wii console, of course.
The Nintendo Wii? Yes, I did before we had to sell it.
Right. And I'm the same way. As I did play it. We still have it, but we don't have it set up anymore. I'll slow down for you because I know that's going to take a second for you to get around that corner. Have you been on a horse?
Yes.
And that is where I fall into the no category. I have fed horses and I've been around horses. But I've actually never been riding.
I have. It is good fun. But it's not something I could do every day.
Right.
And yes, I did have the horse in a full sprint on my first one. And that was just because I was a ballsy motherfucker and decided, you know what?
Yeet.
And no, the horse was not hurt. Because I was not brutal, but I was more firm with the command.
Right. Favorite character overall? So I want to say this is referencing Twerp.
For me, it's between Bella and Soft Heart.
Right. See, and it's really funny because right now, just because I know mentally the storyline I want to do with Soft Heart or Faye, I honestly, hands down, would say that Faye right now has to be one of my favorite characters. And I'm very, very, very excited to be able to bring Faye back out now that I am back from my LOA. Last movie you watched?
This will be true at when the video goes up, but it will be 1917.
Okay. See, and I'm an... Or go ahead, sorry.
The actual last movie I watched was one with Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart.
Jumanji?
Central Intelligence.
Oh, okay.
Really fucking funny film.
So,
If you haven't watched it, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but it basically goes along like one of them is really badly bullied and tormented, and the other one is the only one out of said gear group to stick up for the other.
right.
So
So,
it's just a really nice bonding type of movie.
for me, the last movie that I'd actually, like, not seen before happens to be the new Jumanji. I gotta see that with Beacon when I was over there. Thanks again, Beacon, if you're watching this, for allowing me to watch that with you. But since then, I didn't get through it completely, but I'm a sucker for Saving Private Ryan. And
Oh,
I went back and I watched a little bit of Saving Private Ryan before I went to work the other day.
and what I'm sure a lot of people may or may not know, Saving Private Ryan is based on actual events.
Mm-hmm.
Genuine 100% story. 100% true.
Yep.
They really did send a group of soldiers to go and find one soldier in the middle of the Second World War and bring him home.
And you do know the reason behind why they did that, right?
All of his other brothers have been killed in combat.
Mm-hmm. And if you go into war with a brother, and it is the males that will be taking over the bloodline, if your brother, in this case, Saving Private Ryan, he had two brothers. They both got killed, so to save that bloodline, they had to go find Private Ryan so he could go home to continue that bloodline. And it is a true thing that they do in the real world. So, and this is really sad. If you are an only child and you are a male, you cannot join the military.
I got Poland.
Yeah, I got two as well.
It might be true over there for in the States, but I'm not sure whether that's true strictly over in the UK. With the fact of whether you're the last one of the family bloodline.
Or at least that's what I've heard. I could be wrong. I could have misinterpreted. But that is what I've heard. Is that if you are a single child and single male, you can't. 81,000 pounds.
So of course he's using the pounds, which is the typical American
Mm-hmm.
weight.
I'll do the
Meanwhile,
conversion.
I'm using tons, so my entire vehicle gross weight, which is everything combined, is 77 tons,
Yeah.
aka a fucking hell of a lot
Mm-hmm.
for this poor little truck.
I'm gonna skip over just a little, or some questions that, of course, we answered previously. Also, my engine's having issues.
Oh,
Yeah.
what sort of issues?
Engine malfunctioning.
Oh, you're having misfires.
Mm-hmm. 1% damage. And that's doing that.
That fucking is.
So, this is a really good question. I'm gonna just kind of nitpick these questions so we can kind of go into the podcasty type of video, because I know I have a lot to talk about with why I went LOA or just completely MIA for about a week, and I know that you probably are going to have questions about that because I know that you were in my Discord seeing what was going on. So I do want to answer that here in the podcast. So, would you rather go to space or to the ocean? Or bottom of the ocean, correction.
If it weren't the cross depth, I'd say bottom of the ocean. I would love to explore Rex.
Right. And it's really funny because...
Memorial to those that died.
Right. And I'm the complete opposite. I would rather go to space, specifically go to Mars, so I could go find the Curiosity rover.
Well, what you have to remember is I'm absolutely fascinated by shipwrecks.
I know. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, pirates.
No, like, legit. Also, you're, like, pulling away from me, like, real bad.
What's your top speed?
I'm stuck at 60.
60? Okay. Yo. I'll start cruising at 49. What's the scariest game or horror movie you've ever watched / played?
Scariest game? I would have to say it would be my first playthrough of The Last of Us on the hardest difficulty that I did it on.
Last of Us.
Oh my god, the first time you hear a clicker.
Right?
Snow shed shivers down my spine to this fucking day.
So, I'm gonna go old school and actually just a straight up horror or a horror game, Amnesia.
Okay.
I love playing Amnesia. I am so sad that I never made it into a playthrough on YouTube, but simply the reason I didn't was because the first time I went through it, I was too damn scared to keep my fucking eyes open half the time, so I didn't want to make myself look like that big of a bitch on YouTube.
Well, we all have our fears.
Right? What do you crave more than anything else? Food-wise.
Was that food-wise?
Yeah. Food-wise or just anything in general. What do you crave?
This is going to be kind of like a soppy but weird answer. World peace.
Right.
Quite frankly.
Especially now.
It's not just because of what's going on currently, but you look at the millions, and I mean absolutely fucking millions, that suffer in war.
Right.
It's not just those that don't come home. Those that don't come home, as much of a dick move for me to say this,
Their war's
they've
over.
got it easy.
Right.
They've got it easy.
Their war's over. It's done for them.
Well, not even that. It's just you then look at the wounded that come back, just for wounded.
Right. And I know that you can kind of sympathize with those people coming back wounding it and not able to live a normal life, per se, because you live that type of life as well.
Yeah. Not from war wounds, but as a victim of a car crash some 10 years ago now. For those who are wondering, I'm actually going to explain this for the first time on YouTube.
Woo!
I was involved in a 2-car MBA when I was about 14 years old.
Don't mind me.
I'm stopping for gas.
Oh, are you? Okay, never mind. I'm gonna be stopping. Continue on.
And I just got out of school, and it had been a really bad day. Like, a really bad day. Like, I'd actually ran out of the school building, and the police had to be called. Level of bad day.
Hmm.
Because what people need to bear in mind is, throughout my entire time of high school, I was suicidal. I was attempting suicide every single fucking day. At least 7 times a day.
Jeez.
And while on our way home, we're about 300 meters from home, if
Oof.
that. Actually, not even 300 meters, like 100, maybe 75 meters from home.
He was close to home. Basically.
Really close to home, basically. And a BMW pulled out from a slanted driveway,
Oh.
in which they're coming up a hill to go onto the main road. There was parked cars on the one side, so they couldn't see us coming. They went straight into the front fender of the vehicle. A total of a 45-mile-an-hour impact, which shunted the car about 6 feet further, nearly hitting another car. And my body stayed still. My inner spine did not. And about 3 vertebrae above my pelvis, I now have, for the rest of my life, 2 slip discs. And me not realizing that there was anything wrong with me at the time, I got out of the vehicle. Because, of course, my adrenaline's now surging through my body. And I start effing him, jeffing at the guy. And threatening to punch his fucking balls out of his throat. I know, I'm a nice person. And the very next day I got into school. And bear in mind, as I say, I was suicidal. One of the girls that was trying to look after me and help me comes up to me and says, "You want a lot of pain?" And I say to her, yeah, I am. I don't know what's going on. I was in a car crash yesterday, and I have no idea what it is, but I'm in absolute agony. A couple of months later, we're told it's muscle damage. It'll heal. Bruised muscles type idea.
No.
10 fucking, not even, 9 fucking years later, I find out from a neurological surgeon, you have slip disc in your spine. You were medically neglected by the hospital. So of course I'm pissed off, and now those slip discs are fucking up my sciatic nerve. For those that do not know what the sciatic nerve is, it is the nerve that runs all the way down from your spine into your feet.
Mm-hmm.
And it is fucking up the left side, which means it's fucking up my right leg. And you don't want to know the amount of pain.
Yeah. There have been days where I've been in a call with Moss and he's just screamed. And in all honesty, I know not necessarily how much pain he is in, but I have had a job where I've kind of fucked my back up myself.
At this junction.
Oh, I'm keep going.
Yeah, I'm off at this junction.
Alright. Oh, my engine just died out again. Awesome. But yeah, it's not fun to have really screwed up back and whatnot. And I have it really, really easy compared to Moss.
some of you will still be shocked, but I still try and help as many of you as I can, even though there are days that
He's just
and
in
I said
agony.
this on, yeah. For those of you who know what this medication is, I am on 300 milligrams a day of pregabalin accord.
And here's the thing. The normal amount of dosage is 100. He's on triple.
It's not even 100, dude. It's 25.
Really? Oh, okay. I must have
So-
misread it when I...
That tells you how bad it is, and we're only just starting to get to the good spot with the medication.
Yikes.
So, yeah.
That's not good.
And for the back pain alone, I'm on, I think it's 200 milligrams a day of something called Nefapan, which is a nerve killer, basically.
Yep.
So it kind of might give people an idea of, oh shit, this ain't fun. So, yeah.
Yeah.
There's story time with Moss about his injuries.
Yeah. And so, what...
I'm not even going to start on the dislocating kneecaps.
No. So, now, I guess it's my turn. What do I crave? No, honestly, right now, saltwater taffy. That's besides the point. But,
It is.
like, if someone were to come up to me and just be like, what do you crave in life? It's acceptance. And for me not to say something really, really wrong than just simply being forgotten, as it is one of my utmost fears, is just simply being forgotten. So, that's what I crave for, is being accepted. So, any other questions that you want to hear, Moss?
Well, what have we got?
Oh no, honestly, I was just going to open it up to you, as I've skimmed like 90% of the questions.
Well, you have to remember I'm on country roads now, so I've got my high beams on, so I can't really afford to start walking up my phone to try and read them.
Well, what question do you have for me?
You've already answered what your biggest fear is. What do you think is your biggest strength?
That is a really good question, because I think that it's because I'm so accepting of everyone, and then I will ask people and they'll say it's my listening and how I speak, which is not at all how I would think, because I'm really shy. So when people say, oh yeah, you're really good with doing like motivational stuff, it blows my mind. So with me, what I think my biggest trait is just simply I listen, or I take people in for who they are, not what the government and the social media has made them out to be, basically.
Okay. That's a pretty good one. Any you have for me?
I was gonna ask you, what is your biggest strength, in your opinion, that you have?
A lot of people won't think this, but I'm going to go with being on the autism spectrum.
Okay.
Simply because I don't take things at face value.
No.
I would rather get a bit, like, detective-y type idea.
Mm-hmm.
And actually sit there and look at things and then go and do my own independent research.
Right.
And then form an opinion. Because for the longest time when I was doing engineering in college, which was civil engineering, for those who may be wondering, MVQ level, which is National Vocational Qualification. It's more of how we had to do our written assignments was you would be presented with a engineering problem, like Bob Cope, for example, has to build this length of bridge.
Right.
How best and what construction method are they best to use? And that's how we had to go and do it, to the best of my memory. And if there's anyone from my old engineering class on my YouTube,
Hi.
they're gonna have a fucking field day with giving me a good old fucking history lesson on shit.
Alright.
But here's where my autism is also my biggest weakness. Is it causes me to focus too much on one thing.
Right.
So let's take my PTSD for example. Yes, for those that don't understand or don't know, yes, I do suffer PTSD, which is post-traumatic shock disorder.
Right, and that is one reason why when it comes to YouTube, there are certain scenes that we cut out and that you would more or less see on like Rob's stream. It's just simply because I don't want to put content into my videos that Moss can't watch and enjoy.
Right.
And it is the other way around too, where Moss has already told me, because of my PTSD when it comes to being molested, that if there's ever a call like that in Torp, I am to not go to it.
I'll send myself instead.
Right. And it is just out of respect, because we don't want to put each other through that scenario again. Because PTSD isn't fun.
It's not something to fuck with.
No.
But for those who are actually wondering how I ended up with PTSD, this is something that's difficult for me to go into. But I'm going to do it so that hopefully you all get a better understanding of the fact that it's not just soldiers or emergency responders that can get it.
It's anyone.
Anyone can fucking get it. And it was from a welding accident, of all things. And I believe it was a TIG welding procedure I was doing. I had not been told that the dump bucket, which is legit what we called it, the dump bucket, which is where you dumped the piece of welded work after you dump into for it to cool off, had been replaced from water with gearbox oil.
Oh, yeah.
I was lucky enough in the fact that my mother, and at the time someone I was hoping to become my girlfriend, had been nagging me enough, because bear in mind, during that year it was excruciating hot. We're talking like 35, 40 degrees Celsius in the workshop. And then you add on your welding on top of that, it was something like 50 odd in the workshop when you're welding and you put all your gear on. Fucking ridiculous. I had been bitched at that much that day about it, prior to going in, I put my full PPE on, which consisted of something called a boiler suit,
Mm-hmm.
which is made of flame retardant material, but only to a certain point. Once it exceeds a certain temperature, that is shit is still gonna go up in flames.
And it melts.
Yeah, it would melt as well. The work I had been working on, and we knew this from different tests that we had been doing that week, was in the range of about 3,200 to about 4,000 degrees Celsius. The piece of work where the weld had actually been. And as I put it into the dump bucket exploded into a fireball, catching my entire right arm from my hand, which had the welding glove on, which even that melted. So that tells you something. All the way up to my neck, and bear in mind, I had a beard at that time, which was not covered. Which it didn't need to be under health and safety regulation. And you imagine, your right arm is, depending on your stature, for someone who's 6'7", your arm is quite massive.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that go up in flames and immediately felt the heat. Immediately. We ended up taking my temperature at the medical station on site. It peaked at something about 120 Fahrenheit, which is ridiculous.
Right.
And the on-site medic, and I'm not going to name him out of respect, he was only taught the bare minimum of first aid.
Oh no.
Said, oh, it's just a bit of shock, from
No.
what he could tell.
That's 3rd-degree burn.
Luckily, none of my shit had melted to my skin,
Thank God.
because I yelled, fire, fire, fire. The tutor came running over with an extinguisher, which was per policy in the workshop. We had extinguishers all over the fucking place.
Right.
We had something like 40 different extinguishers in that workshop. He comes running over, puts out my apparatus or my gear, and then proceeds to grab another one and put the dump bucket out. And the teaching assistant had been out of the room, comes back in, and the teacher's saying to her, go and get the medic. Go and get the medic.
Right.
So she runs off, grabs the medic. Medic has to basically put my arm over his shoulder, and bear in mind, he was about 5'4".
Whew.
Tiny little fella.
Right.
And assist me to the medical point. And it was just from the sheer shock and for those that have and do work in whether it be volunteer fire or actual full-on fire, you'll understand how worrying it can be when you see your gear,
On
which you
fire.
have been told cannot catch fire,
Right.
with you still wearing it. So I have a huge amount of respect for firefighters.
Oh, hell yeah.
And for about 6 years, I was struggling to get help with the PTSD. And it led to me, quite upsettingly, taking a knife and putting it to my throat in front of my mum. On more than 2 occasions. I then got checked into a mental health service and got told by the mental health service, this is a priority case now.
Mm-hmm.
I was nearly sectioned because of what happened. For those of you who don't understand what sectioning is where you are arrested, not charged, and it never goes onto your permanent record as a criminal arrest, but you are arrested and put into a mental hospital. So like near straitjacket level. That's how bad things have gotten. And to this day, if I see someone on fire and I hear the screams, it reminds me of how I acted when I saw that. And I basically do what Wolf's character Bella did that one night in the video, I believe it was The Father I Wish I Had, where she curls up into a ball and just cries.
Mm-hmm.
That is how it affects me. And it's not something I like to talk about. So, for those of you who were wondering how I got it,
There you go.
there you go. But do not bring it up to me,
Yeah.
because you will straight up be told, fuck off and get kicked
Mm-hmm.
out of my Discord. And it is just because it is such a painful memory. Now, I'm pretty sure everyone already knows Wolf's most painful memory, and I'm not going to ask him to recall it
My aunt,
out of respect.
my aunt committing
Oh.
suicide, or me being molested. Oh, I.
I was going to say the second one.
Yeah. That is something I have little to no memories, thankfully. And it's just simply because I was so young when it happened. So I got really lucky, but there are certain scenarios that can kind of kick me back. And it's really sad because this is going to turn not PG-13. So goodbye ad revenue. But when it comes down to sexual attention, I guess I could say, where I am in the mood, I guess I could say, there are points where I can and do perform, and then there's times where if you're on like the ground, my brain just doesn't. It
shuts down.
It shuts down, and it's really, really bad because then I'll have the flashbacks of my brother standing over me, kicking my sides, and that kind of stuff, and it's not fun, I guess I could say. So it sucks for like my sexual partners that do want to kind of explore different stuff, especially if they do want to get onto the ground, so you have a little bit of a harder surface. I just simply can't do that. So yeah, that's basically the extent of that. Other than that, I really don't have many more memories besides being kicked and having them on top of me. So I honestly got really lucky, because I know that there are people that have really, really, really bad time because of the same kind of stuff.
and I know of a couple, but I will never say names.
Right.
Simply, if anyone tries to get that information out of me,
It ain't gonna happen.
you're gonna get banned.
Yeah.
Unless that person trusts you with it, you
Yeah.
have no fucking need to know.
Right, exactly.
And simply, it comes down to trust is like a mirror. Once you've broken it, it's never the same.
Right. But yeah, I know that a lot of people are possibly dying by this point because it's probably like an hour or two into the video, and I haven't gotten to the main, like, topic, and that is simply, where the hell did I go? And what's caused all of it? Well, for you guys that have been waiting, and Moss, if you have questions, feel free to ask as well throughout this little story time. But yes, I've been gone for about a week. Actually, a little bit more than a week. I've actually simply been publishing videos that I've had on YouTube. I haven't done an intro or recorded in about 2 weeks. And I hear all of you chanting, "Where did you go? Why did you leave? Where did you go?" Calm down. Just calm down. Shh. No writing. Shh. Shh. Unicorns and pink pencils. I need them right now. But, just to be blunt, I mentally broke. Sadly to say, I just was not having it for the last few months, and you guys have to basically keep in mind that I haven't necessarily taken a break from YouTube within the last like year. An actual just step away and just not look at YouTube, just go Discord, and I haven't done that in about a year. So, over these last 365 days, I mentally have been bottling everything from the stress of becoming ACD and TORP to leaving SAF on a bad note, from my mom's health declining to the point where she's on oxygen, and multiple other things, and one of them was myself and Tosh breaking up. That was one of the really major things that kind of took me over the breaking point. So, you guys now see, of course, I'm back recording YouTube. Hallelujah. The thing is, I'm not going to be as active on YouTube as I was, because I was trying to publish a video every other day or even every day before I mentally broke. So what this means is I am still going to be taking some time to mentally fully recover. And you can even ask Moss, last night I completely shut down. I wasn't responding to messages on Discord. I wasn't in singing. I had a status I never thought I was going to have, and that was simply in all text, "Do not DM me."
Did I fucking listen? Nope.
No. And here's the thing. I never wanted to get to the point where I mentally broke, but with all the stress recently that I've been putting on myself, wanting to get into shape for the Marine Corps, doing PTs, making sure that people are trained within the Civ department so they can take over. It all overwhelmed me. In all honesty, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It overwhelmed me to the point where I threw both hands up into the air and said I quit. Of course, I, hands down, have been doing YouTube for years now. And that was the closest I've ever gotten to just straight up quitting. Deleting everything, including Discord. And it even got to the point where I have a really good buddy, Ray, that whenever I am having those days where I'm just like, I gotta space myself, I can get into contact with him via text message and just be like, hey, I need you on Discord. I need someone that I know will give my channel back when they know I'm ready. So he's still in the Discord, which I'm really happy because he is a person that he does have a life outside of Discord. So most of the time he will just simply leave Discord just because he's never active and he doesn't want to occupy a space that he's not going to use. So that herded in my Discord channel is Ray, and I grew up with him. And of course, Ray is not his real name. I wouldn't use a real name. It's an alias, just like Sean. But when I straight up just leave my Discord channel and everything, it's simply because I am at the point where I know I'm mentally not okay, and I don't want to burden everyone else by basically taking the limelight of, oh, I'm not okay, the YouTuber's not okay, blah, 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 blah. Because I know that everyone has days that you just want to give up. And like Ray has put in the Discord, you guys get a whole different person. I build up walls that I don't want you guys to see over. Basically, walls to make myself look like an android. Basically, superhuman, always on top of the game, always loving life, and all that. Well, here's the thing. Like everyone watching this, I know Moss is also human. We all have days of just, fuck this, I'm done. And I had one of those days the other day where I basically said, fuck it, I'm done. Ray, get in the Discord once you're in, let me know. Just, I'm leaving. I've done it. In the past, I'm not gonna lie, I've left my Discord multiple times, multiple occasions, and there was a text message to Ray. I simply told him, delete the Discord channel. And Ray being Ray, he told me, hey, that idea, that moral that you have right now can go fuck off. Like, this isn't who I know, who I grew up with. Something isn't right. You need to take your time and just figure out what's causing all of this. And
kind of like reboot.
Right, and it exactly, and it was a reboot I needed desperately. And it was even to the point where I went to John. Of course, if you guys don't know John, he is the tour owner. And I came straight out very clean to me saying that I don't like how this is going. I'm too stressed. This is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. And I told him that he has me for a limited time. And that was it. After I'm gone, I'm gone. In all honesty, looking back on the messages, I feel bad. Because it wasn't the way I should have handled it. But in the honest truth, I'm here. Limited time. I have a few months left of being able to do what I want to do whenever I want to do it. Because after I go to boot camp, I have 10 days to say goodbye to family and friends, and then I'm simply gone. And if you ask me, that scares the absolute fucking shit out of me. Because on January 4th of 2021, I'm going to have to say goodbye to YouTube for 3 months, 13 weeks. And it's because, sadly, I'm going to boot camp. And like I just said, yes, I'm going to be saying goodbye to YouTube. Because I know that my MOS 0311, for you guys wondering what MOS I'm going into, for you guys that do not know what the MOS 0311 is within the Marine Corps, it is Frontline Infantry Rifleman. If I go over after the 10 days, I get shipped out. If I go over into war, the person that I come back is not going to be who you guys know me as. So, like I said, I'm going to be saying goodbye to YouTube. I'm going to be saying goodbye to this YouTube. And it's because I don't want to introduce a broken Sean back to a community that I built on. I'm going to be there for people. You guys don't necessarily need to be there for me. When I come back, it is more or less going to be, I need help, and I can't get it, kind of deal. So, you guys might be wondering, well, are you going to be doing another YouTube channel? That is something I'm going to have to think about when I'm overseas. I would love to come back and do YouTube, but I don't know mentally if I'm going to be stable enough to do YouTube. Just because I understand what I'm going into is hands down one of the worst jobs you could ever do within the Marines. Or just simply the armed forces. Because I'm going to be the people, and Marines are the first one in, last one's out. There are going to be days I'm going to be looking over my shoulders and watching my own brothers die. And that is going to really fuck me over mentally. But it's the job I signed up for, and it's the job I'm going to do. Because I have one way. If I sign up to a job, I'm going to do it. No matter what the cost is. If I die, I die. My war is over at that point. Yes, I will be leaving family and friends, girlfriends, spouses, whatever. I'll be leaving them behind, but I know that I did something in my life that a lot of people, when they ask, would you do it, they'd say simply, I'm too scared to. So, and if I'm lucky enough to get through boot camp and sit, then yeah, I'm going to continue YouTube. Once I know that I'm not going to be going anywhere, I'll continue YouTube at that point. And when I up and have to leave, I'm going to have to up and leave. Which is the bad part. Because when duty calls, well, duty calls. So, but yeah, that was kind of a off topic. So, basically where I've been mentally, well, recovering from the stress and everything I've put myself through for the past year. And I am finally in a place in life where I am content, finally, after 18 years. And it's sad to say, or I guess I should say 14 years. Because it's sad to say, but since I was 5, I have not been content in life. I've always felt like I am one step behind everyone else. Where now, after achieving 2 goals, being monetized by YouTube, thank you YouTube, and then of course joining the Marine Corps, being able to swear in, I finally feel I am on pace with everyone else. Of course, I am still a little bit behind because I don't have my license and all that. But I can tell people that, yeah, I don't have my license yet, but I'm something that you possibly never will be in your life, and that is a poolie for the United States Marine Corps. And that in itself is an honor to say. So, you guys might be wondering, because I mentioned this earlier, that I'm not going to be doing videos every day. I'm going to be going every other day. Or 3 days in the week: Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The rest of the days are going to just simply be editing days, and if I don't have editing, I'm going to just sit back and relax. And you guys might be going, okay, so what happens on the days like Tuesdays and Thursdays? What happens if something really exciting happens in Torp? Are you going to be recording it? Yes. But that content, more or less, unless something really exciting happens or something really big for the storyline, unless that happens, you guys simply won't be seeing that footage. I will.
Or my channel.
Yeah, and it's simply because I will simply just delete it. Because I felt since joining Torp that I had to record every single day. And that's what killed me. Is because, yes, it's nice to be able to record every single day, upload every day's content, but it takes a lot out of you. Like, there are days where I would stay up to 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning before going to bed to be able to go to PT at 10 o'clock the next day. And I'm speaking from tonight as well, because I have PT at 10 o'clock today, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I have yet to sleep. More likely, I'm not going to sleep.
Oh shit, if I knew you had PT in the morning, I would suggest doing this tomorrow. Fuck.
Nah, it's all good. Tuesdays and Thursdays are PTs. Now, they've changed it. But I don't go Tuesdays PTs. So, I don't know, it's just, sometimes you really have to consider what's more important in life right now. And right now, mentally it should be the getting ready to go to the Marine Corps. But I know I have 2,000 plus people watching the channel waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for my next video. And that's what keeps me going. And the fact that there's a little bit of fan art coming in my way now too, which I absolutely adore. And I thank you guys, every single one of you guys that do fan art, because I know Moss sees it as well. So it really does keep us going, and it makes us think back on what we've done. So,
Well, one thing I do feel you're failing to think about is what happens if you don't make through boot camp.
right. And that is...
That's a genuine possibility.
And it is a possibility, but by that time that I go through boot camp, I will be 21. I'll have my driver's license. If I do not make it through the Marine Corps and the boot camp, I've always told myself that if that falls flat, I'm going into the police academy. I will try there. And if that simply doesn't work out, I'm hoping by that time I've kept with YouTube and it'll be doing better than it is now.
mean, hell, there's other jobs you could do.
Right. I'm almost out of gas. But yeah, that's where I've been, people. I didn't forget about YouTube. I'm still alive. Hey, look, a Mac dealership. Oh God, where's there we go. So, for all of you guys wondering and worried about me, I'm still here. I'm still kicking. Gladly. Still kicking. Alright, I'm gonna fill up and then I'm gonna call it for my end.
I'm still trying to get my load to let me drop off.
Oh jeez.
Because it's one of really tight thing and it keeps taking trailer damage, which is going to obviously damage the load.
Right. But I'm at the point where my back is milquetoast. So I'm gonna go try and lay down.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for me today, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.
Right. Alright guys, like he just said, that's gonna be it for me as well. So hope you all enjoy it. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. I know that there are a majority of you that are new, so consider doing that and then giving the bell a ring. I'll see you guys all later. Take care. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new, of course. And we'll get that beautiful bell called the notification bell. Hit that. You guys, we'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.